Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. Now, as you may have seen, the deck that won the poll was Sceptile EX Ariados. It's been doing quite well in a lot of tournaments, and very understandably so. Let's take a look at the list. This is the winning list that won UK Regionals a couple of weeks ago. So we know it's tried and tested, unlike my Tyrantrum list from last week. So let's see here. Mega Sceptile EX, with its Delta Stop, you're not affected by things like Crobat or other abilities, and most importantly, Jagged Saber allows you to cycle through Mega Sceptiles and to heal damage from your Pokemon. Some of you, if you've been following the channel, may have seen that I lost to this card a couple of weeks ago, I guess, maybe 3 weeks ago, because I wasn't sure how, or I didn't have quite clear how Jagged Saber worked, but it's a very nice attack. Healing your Pokemon, especially in this it's a slower format. There aren't that many one-hit KOs, and especially against decks like Night March and Vespiquen, where the price trade-off doesn't look too favorable for you, but if you heal off damage from a Sceptile and you make them 3-hit KO it instead of 2-hit KOing it, that's a pretty big advantage for you. Now, aside from that, we have the regular Sceptile, which is a strong force to be reckoned with in itself, because Unseen Claw is a very cheap attack, and you're able to do a lot of damage with Unseen Claw, as you can do 60 plus 70 more damage if your opponent's Pokemon is affected by a special condition, and that's where Ariados comes in. Ariados poisons both active Pokemon except for grass Pokemon, so since you're mostly using grass Pokemon in this deck, and you should only be attacking with grass Pokemon, to be honest, this is a pretty good attack. And to seal off a game or something, you could potentially impound to prevent your opponent from retreating and poisoning, sacrificing an Ariados as your 7th prize, but making sure something stays active, like a Shaman or something like that, in order for you to take a final KO with Sceptile. Now, Spinarak, nothing to write home about. You could potentially use String Shot in difficult situations, giving you a 50% chance to stay in the game, but nothing too relevant. Now, Virizion is a very nice support card. Puts 2 Pokemon back from your discard pile into your hand, which isn't too great, but Price Count is a very nice attack, and I don't know, it deals with a lot of things. It's a nice potential 7th prize, deals a lot of damage for 2 energies, and could potentially allow you to finish off a game where you need to do 120 damage to KO a Shaman, and you don't have enough damage output with Mega Sceptile EX, or you don't have Ariados to seal the game off with a Sceptile EX. Now, as far as setup Pokemon, we have 2 Shaman EX, of course, and Hoopa is back this week. We kind of have a love-hate relationship with this card because we start with it so often, but Scoundrel Ring as the ability, it's so good, especially in this deck when combined with Forest of Giant Plants, that you can't deny its power, to be honest. Now, as far as supporters go, I'm using the exact list. I usually am not someone who advocates using Super Scoop Up, but this deck uses it. You can recycle Mega Sceptiles, you can recycle Shamans, you can recycle Hoopa, so we'll see how it works out, and we could potentially make changes to the deck. I definitely feel it's very low on the supporter side. There's only, well, there's the mandatory for Sycamore. There's only 1 Birch as an extra draw card. The other supporters are Hex Maniac, which is very important for you. After you've used all your powers, you could potentially deny Shamans and things like that. It's a card that I think will be very strong from now until whenever it gets rotated out. It's a card you always have to keep in mind when deck building and choosing your deck. 2 Lysanders, of course, to be able to take prizes. 1 AZ to reuse Shamans, to heal Sceptile, get Hoopa out of the active spot, something like that. And as far as trainers goes, we have 4 versus Seekers to reuse all the supporters. 4 Ultra Ball because it gets us anything we want. 3 Trainer's Mail in order to search deeper in our deck for a Verse Seeker or a Sycamore. And here's the card I don't like. 4 Super Scoop Up. I'm gonna use them because I want to stay true to the list that won the regionals. It's obviously good. But if it were up to me, I would take this out for a 4th Trainer's Mail, potentially a Battle Compressor, and another 2 Birch Observations. At least. Something like that. But we're gonna stay true to the list for now. 1 Professor's Letter, just to make sure you don't miss energy drops. It could be an 11th energy, but there's no harm in just running the letter. Allows you to search your deck to get more information. 1 Escape Rope to get out of sticky situations potentially, and 1 Energy Retrieval because you never know, you might have to retreat Mega Sceptile, you might need energy from the discard from an early Sycamore, something like that. So that pretty much describes the deck. We'll see how we do this week. We didn't do too well last week with Bronzong Tyrantrum, but hey, that's the point of the channel. If I only showed the games that I won and made you think, oh, Bronzong Tyrantrum is an amazing deck and you should all be playing it, well, that's not really fair to you guys. That's not my intention. With this channel, I want to show the most competitive side of the trading card game, and that means using the most or exploring the most decks possible. And that means just not, if something's bad, it's bad. If something isn't up to par right now, it really isn't. There might come some newer cards which will make, wow, we're probably against one of our worst matchups, Mega Houndoom Pyroar. But as I was saying, what was I saying? You just don't want to, I don't want to mislead you guys. There might come a new set where something gets released that helps Bronzong Tyrantrum reach the very best, like become the best deck ever, but it's not gonna happen right now. Now, I'm in deep trouble, guys. I'm in deep trouble, I can't deny it. We're up against a Mega Houndoom deck, and it's gonna be rough. And we have so many supporters in our hand. That's how we begin suffering. I'm gonna get rid of a Sycamore, and I'm going to get rid perhaps of the other Sycamore, potentially. I really need to attack with Mega Sceptile next turn. I really need to do that. So I need the Spirit Link. Or I need to set up an Ariados, perhaps. But no, I think I need to start off with Mega Sceptile. Can I get rid of both Sycamores? I'm going to get another... No, I'm gonna get Hoopa here. Is Shaman priced? Are both Shaman priced? Wow. Both Shaman are priced, guys. Both Shaman are priced in our very first game with this deck. So obviously not the best start for us, but I'm gonna get a lot of Sceptiles out at least. I'm gonna grab all 3 of them. And then leave it. That leaves 1 space for Spinnerack. Just gonna play down all of them. I could discard 1, I guess. And play the Hex Maniac, perhaps? Do I go for Spinnerack and play the Hex Maniac? I think that is my play. No, I think I need to Sycamore here. Yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of Sceptile. I'm gonna get rid of the Mega Sceptile. Just gonna get rid of these 2 cards. Ugh. This is terrible news for us. If Shaman had been here, I'd be a lot more confident in hitting the Sceptile next turn. But with the way things are looking, at least both Mega Sceptiles are in the deck. The other 2 rather. And we do have potentially Verisian to recover a Mega Sceptile. So, can we hit... Gonna pass. Next turn, I'm gonna try and hit the Spirit Link with the Trainer's Mail. But odds aren't in our favor, most definitely. least we mega evolved everything though. So I could potentially just sleep poison, maybe by a turn, and actually no, because if I mega evolve I'm not gonna be able to attack. I could stall out a turn with escape rope. My opponent won't be dealing damage. He might discard the top 2 cards, which could potentially help us in reaching that spirit link. If it discards a spirit link, I'm gonna be really mad for not using the trainer's mail, but that's something I really can't control. It's not up to me. So my opponent, wow, he just concedes, so what a waste of time. Here I am trying to do the plays, trying to, I hate this. That was a full 5 minutes, at least, of time lost. Okay, let's find another 2 games. And now we're up against Night March. I think that's one of the first times that my opponent has been favored over me. Now, I won the coin flip, but I'm not entirely sure that's good. Because that means my opponent can't get a first turn KO. We start off with Virizion and potentially useful cards as long as we get a Sceptile EX out. Okay, we top deck the Sycamore, so that makes this pretty awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to hit Ultra Ball with this Trainer's Mail so as to not waste the Spirit Link, but I'm definitely, not counting on it. I don't want to discard either of those 2 cards. I'm gonna play the Forest of Giant Plants. I wish I could play Hex Maniac, and I'm not even going to bother attaching, but discarding an energy and discarding the energy retrieval, that's terrible. What looked like a potentially okay hand got wrecked because of those Trainer's Mails, which were terrible, to be honest. Gonna get rid of Hex Maniac and the Super Scoop Up. Going to go find the Sceptile EX. Okay, I'm gonna check. Spinnerax, Ariados won't be relevant probably this match. Yeah, and I'm not gonna get Sceptile, I'm gonna get Hoopa. I sometimes forget that I have Hoopa in there. So I'm gonna play this. I can't even make a evolve now, which is awesome. But I'm gonna wait after I Shaman and all of that. I could potentially play Hoopa once more, but I'm gonna attach to Sceptile and I'm going to Shaman for 3 cards. There's 2 Mega Sceptiles now. Is it worth playing the Super Scoop Up? I don't think it is. So I'm just gonna Mega Evolve the Sceptile EX I attached to and pass the turn. I know this. Why does this keep showing up? I've clicked don't show up at least 5 times. At least 5 different times. So it's a Night March Bronzong deck. Very interesting. Floatstone. That's pretty much an ideal setup for Night March. Gets rid of a Dimension Valley, so that counteracts the fact that I had to play. I didn't have to play, but that I played my Stadium first. He has a Battle Compressor, and is that last card a Versus Seeker or a Sycamore? It definitely could be. Acrobike, there's only 1 Night Marcher. I'm gonna guess we're gonna see 3 Night Marchers or 2 Night Marchers and a Sycamore here. If we see 3 Night Marchers, it's probably a Sycamore or a Shaman. So it is 3 Night Marchers, there's a Shaman. 6 fresh cards for my opponent. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have so much to do today. Now he plays another Battle Compressor. I'm guessing we're gonna see another 3 another 3 Night Marchers. There's 4 right now. There's the other 3. He's discarded all pump caboose though, so he wants to not rely on Dimension Valley. He just wants to rely on Joltix. He hasn't played a supporter, so even my Mega Sceptile is at risk of getting KO'd. He would need 11 Night Marchers in the discard piles, and he has 2 in play, so he would need all 10 Night Marchers in the discard, plus a Muscle Band, plus the Lysander off of those 3 cards. Wow, he got rid of another 2 Joltix. Versus Seeker goes for the Sycamore. So I am potentially in trouble here, guys. Because I'm really not liking this. I might have to rely on Sleep Poison at some point. Yikes. There's the Muscle Band, so he is going to be able to even 1-KO Sceptile EX, Mega Sceptile EX rather. How many Night Marchers is there? 1, 2, are there, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus this one, 10. Plus the Muscle Band. That's a KO on Mega Sceptile. So, I wish I had a judge now. If I KO Joltik, he needs a Muscle Band. If I KO... well, I can't KO either one because I don't even have an energy. So first things first. I'm gonna Super Scoop up. Of course I flip tails. So I'm not even going to be able to... am I really gonna have to discard another... oh no, that was the last game. Sorry, never mind. So I guess my only play... I need energies. Without energies, I'm not gonna accomplish anything. If I had energy, I could potentially take the KO on Joltik. But I'm gonna have to KO the active. Now there's Spinarak, which probably won't be relevant. I got the energy, and I got 2 more energy to power up the next Sceptile and get 2 prizes. Now what I'm banking on is running him out of attackers here. I think that's my best hope. Gonna Jack Saver, attach both to... wow. Such a long animation here. Could potentially attach to Shaman here. And I'm very tempted to do just that, because next turn I can take the KO with Shaman and promote Spinarak. But then how do I retreat Spinarak? With the escape rope. Yeah, I'm gonna attach to Shaman. 30 damage is enough to KO Joltik. And I get the escape rope, which I didn't want until next turn. Because I'm gonna have to Sycamore for more energy, so it just seems like I don't know. My luck in this game is pretty spectacular and not in a good way, guys. It's also running the Jirachi, which I really like. I wonder if I can get those in Mexico. I don't think I can. I don't think they sell them here. He attaches the TCE. Is he even going to bother using Metal Links? Pinches another Shaman. What's my play next turn? There's an Ultra Ball. There's the other Joltik, so he is going to Metal Links onto that guy. But no, because once I KO this Joltik, he can KO me right back with this guy. So I think I want to take the KO with Shaman here. Or perhaps not. Perhaps I want to take it with Sceptile. Force him. He doesn't have another metal. Oh no, he does. So I could Hex Maniac. No, I can't because I don't have anything in my hand. And this is just absolutely terrible. There's no point in going for Mega Sceptile here. Is there? No, there's not. I think I'm gonna take the KO with Shaman. How many Versus Seekers has he played? One. Just one. So he has access to Lysander. So if I use Shaman, I lose all momentum because I won't have... He could Lysander Sceptile and I won't have energy in play. So I definitely have to take the KO with Sceptile. What I'm relying on is running him out of attackers. That is what I'm relying on. Now, I top deck an energy. Why? Out of everything I could top deck, why an energy? Do I even need to attack with Mega Sceptile? I'd love to get another energy into play, but if I don't, do I sleep poison? Of course not. Or perhaps I do. No, I don't. I need to take a KO here. So I just attach Ultra Ball, these two cards away for the Mega Sceptile or the Sceptile. I guess the Mega. Mega Evolve. It's gonna have 11 Night Marchers. That's 220 damage exactly. If I had Judge, perhaps I'd have a shot. I do. Wow, why would he concede? I'm pretty sure he had the game. Why would he concede? That makes no sense, guys. Maybe he didn't have a way to recover Night Marchers from the discard pile. So I guess that's a lesson for you guys. Always run Revive, always run Milotic, always run some sort of way to get 9 Marchers in your discard pile. And I guess that's the strength of the Mega Pokemon against Night March here. Sorry, there's a mosquito in my room. The fact that you have to overextend so much, or you have to 2-hit KO, and when you start 2-hit KOing, that's when that's when the price trade-off starts to even up. And if at some point they Lysander KO a Shaman, you're in trouble then. You really are. Now, what did I say at the beginning of the match? At the beginning of the video, when I was describing the list, there's our friend Hoopa, who just loves to be up top. He absolutely loves to be in front. And wow, we are up against a Vileplume Giratina deck. I'm definitely not confident on my matchup against this deck. Now my opponent discarded Gloom right away and he went for Shaman straight up. So he might, depending on how big a Vileplume line he runs. Yeah, there's the Gloom. Nobody prizes key cards like I do. Like I prize 2 Shaman. Anyways, he has the potential. He has the turn 1 Vileplume, never mind. So this might be it, guys. Because look at my hand. If I had gone first, this would be a completely different story. And wow, he got the absolute most perfect hand in the universe of Vileplume Giratina. Lysander, Vileplume. Attach an energy? Nope, just gonna pass. That's my only shot here. That's my only shot to buy some time. He attaches to Giratina. Does he have the AC? No, he doesn't. So, Shaman for 0 cards. Nope. Now I regret not attaching, but come on. How was I to know I would top deck Shaman here? I'm completely useless Ultra Ball. So at least we're not gonna lose right away. But my opponent seems stuck as well. That's one of the drawbacks of Vileplume, but just look at my opponent's bench. By the time I'm able to power up something, it might be too late. I wonder how many ACs he runs. There's a Sycamore. Let's see what he discards. One Lysander. I really wonder how many ACs he runs. If he runs 2, which I would expect him to, at least 2 to 3. I mean, we could potentially deck him out. We really could. But, nope. I'm just gonna pass here. There's another energy. There's a Shona now. So I guess my strategy here is to deck him out. That's all I can hope for. But it's gonna be a long game for sure. I mean, I could potentially eventually set up, but I don't like my odds of doing that. I could potentially KO Vileplume as well at some point. And if I do, and he doesn't get another one up right away, I could just Versus Seeker Lysander. Now, there's a Hex Maniac. I definitely want to play it. Now I can play my trainers. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm gonna first play the Trainer's Mails. Get a Forest of Giant Plants? No. Get a Versus Seeker here. Because I can cycle through Hex Maniacs. Gonna get 2 energy out. There's no... I guess I should have used Professor's Letter before I used the first Trainer's Mail. But if your deck is completely random, at the point I was in, it's really not too relevant. Another Trainer's Mail doesn't get me anything too useful besides the Sycamore. I really wish I had the Spirit Link though. Or perhaps not. I wonder if I want to use the Super Scoop Up though. Is that something I want to use? Yep. Try to get Hoopa out. Nope. So I'm gonna Versus Seeker for a Hex Maniac. What I want him to do is to overextend in order to get the AC. I still think... I don't think I play the Ultra Ball here. I'm just gonna pass for now. Have the Hex Maniac next turn. I can... Having Hex Maniac now, I can potentially eventually get Vileplume out. There's his AC. So he's going to AC Vileplume. He knows I have the Hex Maniac in my hand. There's 1 AC. I wonder if he plays more than... I wonder if he plays 3 actually. Now he is using more cards. There's a Center Lady. Interesting. That's very interesting. There's the Vileplume. I think my strategy here is still to deck him out. I really think so. Now here I'm just gonna Lysander Vileplume up. Do I attach and retreat? Yep. I attach and retreat. Thankfully, yep. Gonna start putting some pressure, make him think he really needs to get that Bouncing Claw. Make him really overextend for that AC. Next turn I can Hex Maniac and recover the Versus Seeker. I mean, not the Versus Seeker. Play the Versus Seeker and get a Lysander in order to get Vileplume once again. Whenever he does bring it back up. I guess I'm being a bit too obvious now, perhaps. Gonna Trainer's Mail, see what I get. Forest of Giant Plants. Wow, Hex Maniac. Hex Maniac for sure. Now, if I attack with 10 plus 10 damage, that's 80 and 90 coming back out. So I'm gonna sleep poison him, because that means if I just don't attack and he leaves it up there poisoned. Oh no, wait, why isn't it poisoned? Active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. Why is Vileplume not poisoned? Why is Vileplume not poisoned, guys? Is that a bug? Why is Vileplume not poisoned right now? Why? Lucky Helmets. I'm gonna deck him out. Okay. Sleep poison. Heads. Oh, because I have to flip heads. That's why. Now, I want it so that he gets KO'd on his turn. So, if I attack plus the poison, that's 120 damage. Now, yep, that's what I want. I'm going to Hex Maniac so that I can play my cards here. Gonna Forest of Giant Plants and the Spirit Link with Giratina out. I don't really need. I think I'm gonna go on the offensive here. Yep. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna get Spinnerack here. I could potentially lock Shaman as well with Ariados. Gonna bench this guy. Do I attach to Spinnerack? Yeah, because I'm probably gonna Sycamore next turn. Now I'm gonna do 10 plus the poison. That means Vileplume will be KO'd. And look at that. He has 8 cards now. He probably has another Shona, I would guess. He might have the AC, which would really suck. But I doubt, I really doubt, he would not play down Vileplume anymore during his next turn. I will take this KO. I wonder how many Shonas he plays. There's 1 Shona and 2 Birch in the discard, so I think I'm probably going to be able to deck my opponent out. And I take the first prize after we had such a horrible, horrible start. Another Sceptile, okay. That works. Now who does he promote here? That's the big question. Well, whatever he does promote, he can free retreat, I guess. I top deck an energy. I am going to attach, and I am going to Sycamore. Now I'm going on the offensive. I do get Ariados out, which is cool. There's all 3 Mega Sceptiles in the deck, just waiting. Now I'm very tempted. No, I can't anymore. But I was tempted to just retreat and take the KO, or rather use Impound to lock him in, but we know he has the other thing, the Pokemon Nurse. So at least that guy is in range of a Lysander. Now, does my opponent play another Vileplume down? He has so much powered up though. As long as I can Lysander that Hydreigon, I think I win the price trade-off though. Because of that Shaman. Or, I don't know. Not entirely sure. I don't think he can KO 3 of my Pokemon in that amount of turns, especially because I can potentially heal away with Mega Sceptile. So I'm playing very defensive, but at least this game went from a game I thought was going to last 3 turns to a potentially winnable game. There's a Lysander, so he recognizes Ariados as a big threat. And wow, he takes the KO with High Dragon here. That's very interesting. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? He's gonna let me. It's 180 damage. Gonna attach. My strategy is still to prevent prices. So that's step 1 in preventing prices. Now I really wish I could get Mega Sceptile EX out right now, because that way I can start healing off. There's Mega Sceptile, no Spirit Link though, so I'm gonna take a price for sure. Then he deals 100 damage. I Mega Evolve the bench and retreat this guy, and then I heal it off, and that means the game, I think. I mean, even if I'm not damaging my opponent, he won't be able to get 6 prizes or 5 prizes anytime soon. I guess he's going to set up. I should have played the Verse Seeker. He's going to set up another Vileplume, which makes it so he's going to deck even faster now. I am relying on him not having any more. Well, he got rid of Oddish, so never mind. He's probably not going to set up another Vileplume. He gets Giratina out. Why would you even do that? That's 3 DCEs. Oh wow, he has another Oddish. So that's why he did that. Does he have the Vileplume? Yes, he does. So we can't Lysander anymore. That's unfortunate. Although we do have the Hex Maniac. Now I am going to retreat. Yep, my plan here is to take him out. I'm going to retreat for this Sceptile EX. I am going to attach. Nope. I'm going to Mega Evolve and pass the turn. Next turn he deals 100 damage and I Mega Evolve. Yep, that's the strategy here. He dealt 100 damage, that's fine. Now I attach here and Mega Evolve and pass the turn. He has no way of dealing that extra 20 damage with his own Vileplume in play. So then I can just retreat for this Mega Sceptile and heal damage. Yep. Look at his deck. Look at his deck. So we're even ahead in prices. Now I'm going to retreat for this Sceptile EX. Yep. I'm just gonna Jack Saber, not do any damage. And I'm only going to attach 1 energy, I guess. I'm gonna attach both. And that heals off 200 damage. I'm gonna count my energy to see if I have any in play, because I can just take the 100, retreat and heal off once again. There's 4 in play, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's the victory. Yes! Wow, I cannot believe that. I really cannot believe we just won that game. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you guys very much for watching. That was 3 wins, although the Night March deck, I guess it was because he had no way to get another attacker out to get his last prize. But wow, that was pretty awesome. I like the deck. I mean, I'm always happy when I win, of course, but that was pretty cool, I'd say. Pretty cool. Really, thank you guys for bearing with this super long game. But that was very fun. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow in Spanish or on Wednesday in English, alright? Bye bye!